That was one of the most bloodiest days in my history when 7 men were gunned down in Chicago. Yeah, I mean,
yep.
That's it makes you wonder.
6 associates in one wrong place, one time.
Yeah, no shit. But it makes you think. Don't you think? I mean, you got all kinds of gangs that are out there nowadays. Bloods, Crips, and so on and so on, and shit throughout the world. It makes you wonder if they're trying to mimic or thinking that they're going to get the stuff that these guys got back in the day. Yeah, I mean,
well, back in the day, I mean, nowadays it's all about drugs, women.
Unfortunately,
I mean, and it's just, but that's what if you see stuff like it was, like I said, History of A&E. They did this whole series, and they went from the cartels to the MS-13, the Bloods, the Crips, the Cholos, which there's 1,000 million, quadrillion, billions of them. There's no, but they've gone and they've tried to mimic, but back then it was more about power, respect, and money than it was drugs, girls, etc. Yeah, they ran strip clubs. I mean, so they say The Sopranos. Sopranos is a perfect. Have you seen The Sopranos at least some of them?
Watched a little bit of it, man, but like I said, back then it just
okay, but it's the same thing.
but
Boardwalk Empire. That's another one. It takes place in Jersey.
And I get the general idea of where they're coming from, all this, and the shows will definitely get better because we're going to get bits and pieces from certain things to actually play, so you can actually hear some of this. Ron puts up something we can talk about in later shows, is like Babyface and Nelson and stuff.
Yep.
A lot of this stuff that's happening was kind of back during the Depression, though. So kind of like,
well, that was Capone's big thing.
Right.
Was Prohibition.
Right. Well,
he ran most of the underground liquor lots or gins.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at
in the Chicago area.
Look at Batman or the Dark Knight series. It's kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got a city that if you're rich, you're rich. If not, you live in the fucking slums, and you got people that's paying people off to do what they need to do to survive. It doesn't matter. I mean, some of them people could be good-hearted people, but they love their kids and their family so damn much, they're going to do what the fuck they need to do to survive. So, All right, so we're going to take a quick...
Rich gets... I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep on cutting you off, but it popped in my head. Squirrel, come on. I'm ADD as shit. You should know this by now.
Yes.
But the rich get... This actually came from the movie New Jack City back in the day. Talking about some OG old stuff. But the rich get rich and the poor don't get a fucking thing. Is exactly how was like Gotham, looking at the Dark Knight series and stuff like that. The rich got rich, the poor got nothing.
That's right. But that's why I always try to tell everybody, be thankful for what you got, instead of wishing of what you had, because you could have less. Anyway, all right,
absolutely.
We're gonna go into a little music break real quick. Kind of fits.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
On the next music break, can you play Non-Point for me? I don't care what song, just play Non-Point for me.
All right, we'll do. All right, we'll be right back.
You want to tell me what this is all about?
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying in chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta low. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most of the night living in a gangster's paradise. the situation they got me facing. I can't live a normal life. I was raised by the state, so I gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got my tin in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a loped out gangster, set tripping banker, and my homies is down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. I'm living life, do or die. What can I say? I'm 23, never will I live to see 24. The way things is going, I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Power and the money, money and the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour, everybody's running, but half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. But I don't know what's cooking. They say I got to learn, but nobody's here to teach me. If they can't understand it, how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We've been spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. We keep spending most of our lives living in the gangster's paradise. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me?
All right, a little bit of.
All right,
Coolio's
guys. I was singing
gangsta
along the
video.
entire time.
Dude, I remember watching that video before I went. Was it my freshman year of high school? Yeah, it was my freshman year of high school. That fucking song came out. I'd be watching that damn thing every morning before the fucking bus came.
Yeah, that was my senior year.
MTV. Just saying. Bring back MTV. But I thought it kind of fit. You know, I mean, because there for a while it was
absolutely.
Gangster's Paradise. I mean, they do. I mean, some people still do what they fucking do, man. It's. Will we ever win the war on drugs and gangs and all this shit? Will we ever win it? I mean, that's an honest, good question to think about. But more than anything, just fucking say no and stay the fuck away from it. Because shit gets you in a lot of fucking trouble. You know, I definitely don't want to be a part of. The only gang that I was, and they even try to call the military gang, and that's messed up. And that's people like, Vietnam had their war haters.
The bleeding heart liberals.
Yeah, we're a gang. We like to push people around. No, the hell we don't. And, we're trying to keep our rights and our beliefs and shit safe. And it sucks that we got history like this, but
but you know what? If it wasn't for the history that we had, honestly, a lot of stuff probably would not have happened that are good things too, though, because not only, everybody sees, the mob or the family or the mafia, whatever you want to call it, as doing nothing but bad because that's what's portrayed in movies.
Right.
But meanwhile, they did a lot for a lot of people. Jobs or homes or just anything. Some people would not be around now if their ancestors, their relatives, or whatever it was, weren't helped by, in one way, shape, or form, by either, whether it doesn't matter if it's the mob, if it's, or mafia, whatever you want to call it, if it's the gangs, if it's the cartels, they're all about family, like you said.
Right, and I guess you can take some good family values out of it to be loyal to each other, to love each other, respect each other, and stuff like that. And yes, you're right. I mean, it did bring people over from other countries and stuff like that as well that probably wouldn't have impacted our history the way it did, so it would turn out the way that it did. I mean, the gangs and shit back then caused our police force and whatever have you to upscale what they needed to fight crime with, and it continues to happen throughout the years. When the streets get,
I mean, if you look back,
we bump it up a notch.
Sorry, if you look back at the movie Gangs in New York.
Oh yeah, about the dead rabbits.
Dead rabbits, yeah, the dead rabbits, rabbit season, duck season.
That one I fucking love.
But I mean, it goes back that far. I mean, it's not how do you put this? I'll have to think about. I'll come back to it, but I'll have to think of the right wording, so I don't piss everybody off.
All the Irish wanted to do was to come over and be able to have a simple living, but you had what's his name, the butcher, who believed in the United States, but if you wasn't born there or whatnot, then he didn't think you had the right to be in office or be a sheriff or have any say-so in the way the country was ran. So, therefore, you had your New York War. An Irish sheriff was elected, and he freaking killed him with his own damn club. That's unfortunately that's what happened, and that shit still goes on today. We just don't hear about it as much. Gangs are fighting each other.
Now that they're more worried about other stupid shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Like, which Hollywood star believes that our president is a jackass? Well, that Hollywood star needs to find a plane or a boat and get the hell out of here. Yeah.
Right. Well, and the other thing, like, the new thing that's been stirring about the last month or so, 2 months, whatever, is all of the sexual harassment suits. It's like one person gets accused, and now everybody's on the bandwagon. They're more worried about that, this star of this show, and this star of this news broadcast, and this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, you know what? I get it. They're trying to get the media's trying to play their thing, and it happens sometimes. I mean, not everybody sees things the way other people see things, but they're trying to get away from other scams and other things. Like today, I was playing on Facebook. Hillary Clinton's house got burned down today.
No shit.
So there was a fire at a house today. Yeah.
So that shows how much I pay attention to the news.
So you don't hear that, do you?
No. I don't hardly pay attention to the damn news anyway. But no, I didn't hear shit about
it. Well, no, but I'm saying,
I didn't even see it on social media.
Right. Well, when I was at work earlier on, I saw it. But I was taking a break.
Maybe she should put that.
Hardly working,
Maybe she should put that in her damn book. Blame it on the election that our house got burnt.
Yeah, exactly. It's Trump's fault because Trump's from New York.
Lord. Yeah, he had a lot to do with New York's growth. I mean,
yes.
They did play a lot of his back history and stuff. Him growing up, of course, his father lending him $1 million, and he took it and turned it into $1 billion company, and blah blah blah. The man's good at business. I mean,
yeah.
When you're good at something, run with it. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, I was saying this at the beginning. I know we're kind of getting off topic, but I was saying this from the beginning. You know what? No better person to run